What's going on everyone, it's Mr. West. I hope you're all well. So welcome to my March Q&A video. If you're wondering what happened to February's Q&A, that went by the wayside. I was working far too much and I didn't even have time to scratch my ass, let alone make any videos for my channel. This is March's Q&A. I will be doing one a month, so look out for my Twitter posts with the hashtag AskDave. I think I might need to change that because when I look through my AskDave hashtags, there's someone else doing an AskDave as well, so I may have to change that. Any ideas, please drop me a tweet and I'll be happy to consider those. So anyway, some quick thoughts on the Galaxy S9 before I go into the questions. Picked it up on Tuesday, reviewed it, and it's kind of like, it's a great phone, but it's not quite the camera reimagined that I was expecting. I'm sure there's some software updates on the way to improve the software algorithms for the photos, and the video as well is a little bit choppy. The stabilization, I think, is inexcusable for a near £800 flagship device. There's phones out there that do it much better in regards to stabilization. But on the whole, very nicely polished device. Those stereo speakers really surprised me. Great effect. And the Dolby Atmos, I really wish they wouldn't use Dolby Atmos. It's not Dolby Atmos if it's two speakers, it's spatial awareness. It's multiple speakers, it's not with two. Anyway, that's my little rant about that. But yeah, I will be putting a review together just to publish my thoughts. I know there's millions of reviews out there, but it's nice to give my own perspective on what is, at the moment, a great handset let down by a slightly below par camera. So there, had some really good questions from my buddies in the tech community. I'm looking forward to going through those as well. Quick trivia. This is actually take 2 from yesterday's video. I recorded yesterday's video on an empty stomach, and an amateur pro tip for you, never record on an empty stomach because your concentration is just gone. And when you're trying to do an unscripted video like this, forget it, it was absolutely terrible. So I'm gonna bin all yesterday's footage and starting again, and hopefully I can do all of this in one take. Let's see how I go. So the first question is, it's from Evenos. He asks, of all the tech you've reviewed, which is your favorite so far? That's an easy one, the Galaxy S8. The Galaxy S8 is one of the standout devices for me for good reason. It was the first device that really broke the mold in terms of design and the whole curved edge screen. That wasn't new at the time. We'd had it from the S6 Edge and the Galaxy S7 Edge. However, they've done it so well. That beautiful Super AMOLED Plus display was absolutely awesome. Still is today, still an absolutely fantastic display. Really nicely tuned. Yeah, it is oversaturated colors, but you can tailor that to your own liking anyway, which is the beauty of it. And there's some questions over the Samsung Experience software, but for me, it worked really well most of the time. And if you don't like the look, just put Nova Launcher over the top with a custom icon pack and you can make it look like a Pixel if you want. It was so compelling as a package. Great camera, brilliant video recording, good output from the headphone jack, if not the loudest. It was still great quality. You know, IP68 water resistance, so you had that reassurance when you were out and about, you weren't going to ruin your flagship device. Just so much I loved about that phone. The phone was absolutely knockout and it's still a great buy even today. Cheap prices now, cheap on contract, and even throwing in free tablets and watches and what have you. So yeah, I hope that answers your question, Evenos. That was my favorite device so far on my channel, the Galaxy S8. Great phone. So the next question is from Roger at Life of Tech. Glad you're feeling better, Roger. If you don't know Peeps, he's had some rampant toothache issues, but he's a lot better now, and he tells me he's back in the creative process, which is great news for everybody. Crispy videos. He asks, on average, for a 7 to 10 minute video, how much footage do you normally record? And how much of the footage do you actually end up using? Good question, Roger, good question. For that, my rule of thumb is, and there's no hard and fast rule for any YouTuber on this, but this is what I do. For every 1 minute of footage, I record 10 minutes. So for every 1 minute that I actually publish, I'll record 10 minutes to go with that. So I script all of my videos. Anything that's like a review, I always script it or do a treatment for it. If I'm gonna be talking to the camera, then I usually have a bullet point. It's actually stuck to my tripod so I don't lose my way when I'm talking through the video. I'm gonna do a video with just the narration over the top. I script everything. With the script, I break it all down into paragraphs so it's got some structure to it. So it's like design, display, features, you know, blah, all the way down to the bottom until you get to the conclusion. What I do is when I go to record, I take my phone with me, and the script is actually loaded into Google Docs so I can access it anywhere. What I do then is film to my script. So if I need one particular exterior shot, I'll record a variety of shots around that. So I'll maybe do like 7, 8 different angles on the shot just to see what the best shot is and get some variety. When it comes to the edit, I edit the voiceover first, split it up into sections, drop it into the timeline, and then I basically look at my footage. Always make sure you label it. That is a tip for any new creator. Label your footage, put it in order in your project assets, and then you basically wouldn't lose your way then. So what I do then is to look at the best shots that I've got, and I can drop those into the timeline and make sure that I've got enough footage to fill up the voiceover section, if you like. So many times when I started out, I completely messed up with the B-roll. I just didn't have enough. So I ended up having to slow down footage so it would actually stretch out over the voiceover. It was absolutely horrendous. And one video actually ran out of B-rolls. I had to just reuse something from the start of the video. I think I managed to get away with it. Just like a movie director would, the amount of stuff that probably gets binned is horrendous. But to answer your question, Roger, the amount I actually end up using is around about a quarter of what I record, because usually that's enough for the video. I keep all of the rest. Apart from yesterday's video for this, which I binned, I keep all of my footage. I've got a second hard drive. I dump all of it on there. If I run out of room on that hard drive, I've got loads of USB sticks in the house or SD cards. I just use as much as I can to keep all of the footage, and then I upload all of that into my OneDrive account because it's got a huge 3 terabytes of storage, and I keep it all there, and if I need it I can just always download it and use it again. It's a really good tip for anybody, and I know it's easier said than done, Roger, because you did ask on TLD's Q&A video what's the best storage solutions for 4K footage. Recording in 4K, every file is huge, so you know, I understand you can't always keep everything. It's not ideal for everybody. For me, I record in 1080p and I just keep everything. You never know when you're going to need it for a future video. Hope that answers your question, Roger, and again, I'm glad you're feeling better, mate. So the next question is from Dan Gage, Modern Dad. What is your can't be without piece of tech? So I was going to say my phone, but that would be such an obvious answer, so I'm going to go for the next best thing. The thing that I can't be without is my portable power bank. It's such an ideal piece of kit. So it was sent to me by Anchor for review purposes. I'm on their power user program, so it's the new power delivery. It's the power core one, so it's got rapid charging built in, and even though it's only got 2 USB outputs, so it's got USB-C to USB-C output, it's also got USB-A output, but both of them are capable of rapid fast charging. Now, even though the OnePlus 3T uses dash charging, the actual output from the power bank is enough to power this up pretty quickly. Not as quickly as dash charge, but it can power this up reasonably quickly. In around about an hour, this can go to full, and that's some accomplishment for something which doesn't really have the right output characteristics for this particular device. But apart from that, it can charge everything. It charges my camera, the thing I'm talking into now, if I'm out and about. And if you've got a long enough lead, if I'm using my gimbal, I can actually keep the gimbal plugged in and powered, and keep the power bank in my back pocket, and I can keep using my gimbal when I'm out and about. So I suppose that is one of the devices I cannot live without every day, because I use it all of the time. It's 20,100 milliamp hours capacity. You can charge a lot of things a lot of times before that thing expels itself and you have to recharge it. You can even charge a MacBook Pro once, full charge once, rapid charging. So it's got the same output as the Apple rapid charge plug. So it's a brilliant device, and I have got a review already filmed for that, which I will be publishing soon. So Dan, hope that answers your question. So the next question is from Chris Lee. What content creator, both tech and non-tech, would you most like to collab with, and why? Oh, that's a good question. So I've thought about this one really hard, and the obvious answer sometimes is MKBHD, but when you think collab, you know, what would you do to collaborate with MKBHD? You know, there's nothing really new there. He's a tech reviewer, so you would just do a collaboration tech review with him. So my answer is, for a tech reviewer, would be JerryRigEverything. You may not know this, but I like fixing stuff. I'm pretty good at fixing stuff, and I'd love to do just a quick video, a race on who can replace the screen on an iPad the quickest. If you've never repaired an iPad, then you're in for a shock. There's so much glue in an iPad, it's ridiculous. You could glue 3 continents together with the amount of glue that's in an iPad. It's ridiculous. And to get that screen off the iPad in the first place takes a huge amount of heat, but it's got to be the right amount of heat. Otherwise you'll melt some of the glue and then you can't reuse it again. So I'd love to do a head-to-head on who can remove and replace an iPad screen the quickest. That would be a great challenge for JerryRigEverything, because he's like an expert in fixing and breaking stuff, and I'd love to do a video just side by side, a little challenge to see who could do it quickest and who could do it the neatest as well. There's one thing changing an iPad screen, but there's another thing making it neat and tidy so it doesn't look like you've actually done it. So that is my tech reviewer collab. Non-tech reviewer, can you class cars as non-tech? I suppose so. They're not electric, you know, they got tech in them, but they still got a combustion engine. So non-tech would be Matt Watson from CarWow. So if you're from across the pond, you may not have heard of CarWow, But CarWow is basically a car buying comparison site, very much like you get with your energy suppliers. So Matt Watson is the creative YouTube director for their YouTube channel. And if you've never watched him, he does some amazing videos, really nicely structured reviews, entertaining, and just a good watch. And I'd love to do a collaboration with him. So let's say, for example, he reviews, I don't know, Ford Mondeo, brand new Ford Mondeo. I'd love to do a comparison with a Ford Mondeo from like 1998 when they were first out, and just do a bit of fun and just do a review in his style, but with a very older model of that. It would be such good fun to do. And he's a really great presenter. He's got lots of flair. He's got lots of experience in the industry, despite being a chartered accountant first before being a car reviewer. But he's really great. I'll put the link to his channel in the description. It's not his channel, so to speak, but he is basically the creative director, and he's a really great and funny guy as well. So have a look. If you're into cars, then it's a really great watch. Some awesome content on that channel, and he reached over 500,000 subscribers in just over a year. That's no mean feat. Right, so we've got another question from Dan Gage. Why are you such a... So the next question is from Viper. What's up, people? He asks, what is your phone of choice for today? That's an easy answer, Viper. And I made a whole video about the phone that I choose to use. That is the OnePlus 3T, an absolutely ideal device, which still works exactly like the day I unboxed it. Never had any problems with it, no slowdown, nothing. Apart from a tiny bit of burning that I'm getting at the top of the display. That is characteristic of AMOLED displays of old and new. It's still a fantastic phone, unless OnePlus can convince me to get a OnePlus 6 with that stupid Cyclops notch thingy at the top, then I'll be sticking with it until it completely breaks down. But thank you very much for your question. So the last question is, this is from Red Skull. Hi Alex, are you filthy rich from all that YouTube money?
Tu cariño se me va, como el agua entre los dedos, y no lo puedo evitar, a pesar que de pena yo me muero.
No, I'd love to say I'm absolutely filthy rich. You know, I'd love to say that this isn't my house and I'm actually borrowing someone's house because my other house is just so full of money, I haven't got any room to move. I'd love to say that my sofas were just made of Galaxy S9 and Pixel 2 XL boxes just because I can. But the simple answer is, as most people know by now, you cannot get filthy rich from YouTube. So people thinking that you can get filthy rich off YouTube, well, you need to have a sit down with yourself and kind of look at the videos all over YouTube, which tell you, no, you cannot get filthy rich from YouTube. I wish I was. Don't come on YouTube to earn money, because at the moment YouTube is a pretty shitty space, and even though we're all trying to get through the muddy waters, it will all come out fine the other side, I'm sure we will. But at the moment YouTube's not the right place to earn any money at all, because obviously you've got to meet the threshold, 1,000 subs and 4,000 hours of watch time. But apart from that, I really wish I was, Alex, but it's a great question anyway. When I saw that on my Twitter feed, I did raise a chuckle. So that is my Q&A done for March. I hope you've enjoyed my answers to your questions. I hope I've given you the answers that you're looking for. Sorry, Alex, if I'm not filthy rich off all that YouTube money. Go and speak to Chad because of that, because I'm tired. However, I hope you've enjoyed, and don't forget, I will put a Twitter announcement out for April's Q&A. But for the meantime, if you've got any questions, comments, please leave them in the comment section. I will do my best to answer those as quickly as I can. Also, if you're new to this, don't forget to like this video and also subscribe and hit the notification bell, just so YouTube can't tell you about my next upload. And I will catch all of you guys soon. But thanks very much for watching, and I will catch you guys later.